Today's video we're going to talk about Yamaha MusicCast. So right now I've got 5 different receivers all linked together, and I just wanted to show kind of how that goes along. So if you adjust the volume, you can go and bring up the various receivers and see what volume there is. I have one amp that actually has dual outputs, which we're not taking advantage of, so I could actually have 6 rooms altogether rather than 5. But basically, you'll start with one, so pretend we're in the living room right now, and then you can link and unlink the other amplifiers here. So we got a master bath, guest bath, room 1, and the foyer, plus the living room, which is over here. So we'll kind of play along with the music a little bit here. So as you can see, what you'll find is that I've got some devices are on Wi-Fi and some of them are plugged in, and they're all kind of playing along. There's adjustments you can make to ensure that they don't fall out of sync, but it'll sacrifice audio quality a little bit, and I've not found I've needed it. Your best solution is to connect to wired Ethernet, and all of the MusicCast devices have an Ethernet jack on them, so that's a positive thing. So in this room here, we've got an AS801 and then a WXC50, which is just a streamer. It's not an amp. So I run my audio through this and then into the AS801. They now make an RN800, which would be a better overall combination than having these 2 devices in my mind. This one's probably got better distortion spec. But even with medium-sized speakers, it's not a problem. I'm looking at getting some Studio 100s actually, which should be a bit bigger. So you can see I've got this sub here. These are all playing nice together. So this is the foyer, so we've got dual stereo ceiling speakers in here. They're not placed in the perfect position. It'd be better if they were a little bit closer together. But sonically, as you walk from one to the other, it's not really a problem. And I'm a little bit too close to the wall here, but there's a reason for that because of obstruction in the ceiling, but it still works good. So this amp is in here. This is going to get replaced with a bigger amp at some point. This is an RN303. It can only, it's not even supposed to be able to run 2 pairs of speakers at the same time. It's their base model for MusicCast. So we'll be putting another stereo speaker in the powder room here. So that's sort of the goal, is to get one more in here. So I'll need to get a better amp to do that. Probably get an RXV6A or a 4A. A 4A would be good enough as well. So anyway, I just want to show you them. We'll run upstairs for a second. So I got this room kind of set up, or this closet set up for a couple more amps in here. There's nothing in there yet, but you'll see where I've got an amp kind of hanging out. So we're in the master bath here. This is sort of temporary installation. I got an RN602 in here. This is a good amp for sure. It's not 4 ohm stable, so you can't start paralleling speakers, but it's pretty good. There's another, this is actually a car stereo, believe it or not, that I've got rigged into a little mount. So I've got MusicCast running on this car stereo and on my phone at the same time. And it's okay with it. So you can kind of bring things up here. You can see the combinations. So the intent was to run a lot of things from this, but for whatever reason the tablet mode is not ideal for all programs. So it works for MusicCast, so I'm happy with that. And it seems like the song has run out. I don't think it's going to repeat. But so some Amazon devices, the newer models like 2018 and newer, will have Amazon Music, and some of them don't. So you want to have a mix. If you want to have Amazon Music, you'll need to have one that can play it and then stream to the others. So we'll go get the music playing again and then go look at the other two amps. So just gotta get my phone going here. So I just loop it there. Yeah, so we're good. Oh, of course I bumped it, closing. Here's RX-V6A with some old Sansui speakers. So this one is actually capable of doing 2 rooms. And I did a test with this where I ran 10 speakers at once with some speakers paralleled. That's a pretty good amp. Like, I would suggest going with one of these unless you need outputs for triggers. Then you're going to need to look at getting an A2A at the minimum. And the A2A and the V6A are probably the same other than those triggers. Got some speakers here from when I've been doing some testing, so I'm going to put these around the house as well. And the last device, I'm just chilling out in here. So this is like my portable. This is a WX21, I think it's what it's called, or a MusicCast 20. And these are good, and they're portable. You can find them used online. But the problem with these is that if you have bad power quality, if you get hit by lightning a lot, it isn't going to survive. So it's going to get blown up, but we're okay where I'm at, so I wouldn't really recommend these to everybody. They got like a really big one, like a MusicCast 50, but they're really hard to find. And they cost as much as an amp, so I probably wouldn't recommend going after one of them. But the living room equipment's going to get moved into this rack down here. And I've been bringing wires in to it. So I got a big clump of speaker wires and sub cables here. And I've got terminal strips so I can move some amps into the basement. And then I'll have, that's where my UPS is. It's got 2 sleds of batteries and my media server are down here. And anyway, that's for future work if I ever run out of things to do. Knocked out the music again. That's interesting. Yeah, but normally what I use is like net radio. Like, I'm just playing some non-copyright music off of my phone. That's not normally how I would do things. And yeah, so this amp is going to get ultimately replaced with an A6A when I can find one for the right price. And then I've got a put this in the floor so I can run cables between my rack downstairs and the speakers up here. And then the reason I'm going with an A6A is so that I can have 5.1.4. So I want to get 4 ceiling speakers for my presence. And then these are going to be my rear channels, and if I can swing a pair of the studio reference 100s, I will put them as my fronts. So that's sort of the goal. I got to try and make a deal with somebody over the weekend, see what we can do. But anyway, I just wanted to show kind of how you can do whole home audio with the Yamaha MusicCast. You do need to have Ethernet cabling around your house, in my opinion. It just makes it more reliable. You can start off with Wi-Fi and then work your way into running the network. I don't know if we'll be able to see it in here or not, but it's this closet is dressed similar. No, you can't see anything. There's the closet upstairs where it's got a network switch in it and some PoE equipment plus the amp. You could put them all in one place, but I found that there wasn't enough space in the walls to do it. I did a video on how to run the wiring through the house, and what I did was I actually went into this closet and I cut out the drywall on this side and removed it so I could run cabling from floor to floor. But I ran out of space because of the ductwork and obstacles. So it was unrealistic, and it's more expensive to run all that wire all to one home location. But you may choose to do that and put all your amps together. The benefit of the MusicCasts is that you can have many independent channels. So like this amp is its own zone. The RN602 is its own zone. The MusicCast 20 is its own zone. The RXV6A is 2 separate zones. So it can play 2 different programs at the same time. And then the WXC50 is its own zone as well. So it can be its own program as well. So I can run 6 different programs at the same time in this house, which is unrealistic. That's not what's going to happen, but it's a possibility. Whereas if you go and buy a whole home audio amp that's got like 6 channels in it, like for 12 speakers, you're not going to have control over the volume in those rooms. You're going to have to set it like once and forget it. That's all you're going to get. Whereas with this, I can control the volumes to balance the speakers. So if I have a mix match of sensitivity in my speakers between zones, I can deal with it. And one thing that was nice was just by starting in the foyer and doing it first, was that I found that I got a good idea of how many speakers I need for the rest of the house, and it's going to be less than I thought. So I can kind of set this room up for surround sound and make it so it can flip it back and forth depending on where you want to put the TV. Like right now we've got the TV sitting here, and if we wanted to flip it and put it in front of the fireplace, we could do that as well, and it'll be all doable. We're going to do the kitchen. The kitchen can get kind of noisy. Otherwise, like a MusicCast 50 or 20 might be good enough. So I'm going to put a speaker in the cooking area, then another speakers in the breakfast area, if that's what you might call it. And that'll be some more amps. And what I've been doing is just buying them secondhand on like Marketplace. And you can kind of talk to people and figure out if they got something good or not. And then in this area as well, we're going to set it up for a couple speakers. This is really, for the size of our family, this room isn't really used, but in the future we may, I don't know. But if we can get a good deal on speakers and good deal on amps, I'm going to continue to expand the system. There's no licensing fees with MusicCast. You do want to kind of watch out for some of the really old ones. They had a different radio provider before, and they did not provide firmware for all of them. So to figure out which amps you should buy, there's 2 things you'll want to look at. Just bear with me here, I'm just going to log into the MusicCast. Yeah. So you go into MusicCast. We're just going to stop this for a minute. And go into settings and then add a device. This will tell you which devices you should consider buying, because these all have the modern firmware available on them. But they have different functionality. It's not quite that cut and dry. So if you go on your computer, there's another link for MusicCast streaming services, and you can look through this list here, and you can see which ones do AirPlay 2, which ones have free Spotify, and which ones do Amazon Music. And what you're going to find out is that you're going to want the RN800 is a good one. It's going to be an expensive one. The 1000 is even better because it's got HDMI audio. So if you like stereo, I would look for a RN1000 if you can afford it. And then the RXA series, like the 2A, 4A, 6A, and 8A are good. That's sort of where I'm looking at. Then the RXV, there's the 4A and the 6A are good. So having that RXV 6A, it's actually kind of beat up, but it's going to be in a closet eventually, so it doesn't really matter from the physical condition. The 4A is okay. It's just only one zone, but you can run quite a few speakers off of it and have one zone, and that kind of works. So for my entrance, a 4A would be good enough, because then I could run a few pairs of speakers, and I don't need to have the presence for them. It just would be converted into a stereo amp, basically. You just leave it in party mode and adjust the volumes more or less, and you can tell at what size speakers you've got so it doesn't reroute the bass to a non-existent sub and things like that. And yeah, so that's what I would recommend doing if you want to add whole home audio. You can use a cell phone, you can build a little tablet that you can use and carry around your house for entertaining and controlling it. And yeah, so anyway, hopefully you found that useful, and thank you for watching.